Oop, no, darn it. Where are we? Are we live? I need to check. I
Am I
think we
speaking
might
to you?
be. Hmm. I think we might
Hello.
be.
I think we
Oh
are.
my gosh. Oh, two ladies are figuring it out. Well, right.
Doing it. Doing it.
So, welcome to Never Signed Up for This, which is a real and it's a raw space where we can talk about what it feels or what it means to be a visionary woman who is navigating motherhood and entrepreneurship, and also the emotional chaos of caring for children that have complex needs
Hmm.
at all sides of the spectrum, right?
Yeah.
And doing all this without losing ourselves. Okay.
Absolutely.
You know what? I'm just gonna, there we go. All right. So well, today's session, we wanted to talk about letting go,
Yeah.
because we felt like that is the space that we're in. And I think with back to school coming up, and I don't know about you, but I've got these messages from school. Um, and we're transferring from one district into the other, into a different state. And so
Hmm.
I now have two of them. Yeah, so that brought some emotions up today. And I sat myself down
Hmm.
and tuned in. Like, but I know
That,
for you, it's a big letting go
yeah.
this August.
Yeah. First, well, my daughters, we're moving her into college next week, 5 days.
Well done, Mama.
Oh my God. I get goosebumps saying that. Yeah, it's a huge spectrum of emotions I'm holding right now. Just so much. I also wanted to say when you were naming you're getting the emails from the school, there was such a sense of relief because I've done that for all those years and whew, can we say the F word on here? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's very to say fuck. Oh my gosh, back to school it's hard for everyone. So I'm dropping off my college kid, my only child. So I'm entering a transition of empty nesting, next chapter. There's so much letting go. There is so much gratitude for first and foremost, because this is the goal, right? We want our kids to grow to this point and see them flourish and let them
Mhm.
leave the nest. And it's bringing back all those memories when I left home and went to college and all the joy in that and the freedom and the expansion. And then, Daniela, it is a whole pile of grief and sadness. And I said to my husband last night, I feel like it's a death, meaning there's a grief to it, there's a closing,
Mhm.
there's an ending. And it's very similar in that I'm getting all these flashbacks of memories. Like my husband, I had to drive. He was taking me to an appointment last night. It was an hour away. So we had this long drive, and it was just driving. And I just had such downloads of, oh my gosh, that's where we used to live, and that's the Costco I used to go to when she was little, and this is the hospital we used to go to. It was just a lot of memories and a lot of grief and
Mhm.
sadness
Mhm.
with
Mhm.
what now? And a lot of fear, honestly, too. I'm like, wow, I'm stepping into a new identity. My husband and our relationship is possibly going to change. Like
Redefine, yeah.
18 plus years of just focusing on this child, right? And everything about parenting and making all the decisions with her first. And now what? So it's
Mhm.
a lot of everything. And I've even flashed back though to dropping her off at preschool
Mhm.
and that letting go and how scary that was for me.
Mhm.
So any mom going through that too, it's like, or
Mhm.
your child moving to middle school, it's like all these milestones, right? Or a new
Mhm.
school like you're going through. there's so much there that we go through. Yeah, and I'm trying to explain this to my daughter too, because she's like, "Oh, you'll be fine. Not that far away, blah blah blah."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I know all that, and also, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's pain and there's also joy in
Mm-hmm.
this experience. It's like it's the duality. It's everything. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I wonder if well, I've heard this from my friends as well who are a year ahead and who've been sharing that how hard it is and like the, how emotionally challenging it is to let go of their children, even though we know we've done a good job getting them
Yeah.
to this point. And I think we all of the kid. I've got multiple thoughts in my mind,
Yeah,
but
go for it.
yeah, for you though, um, because your daughter really had health challenges
Mhm.
and coming into this world right
Yeah,
from the get-go, and it took extra effort. And I can imagine just from my own situation, and I'm a year behind you, so I'm not quite there yet.
close.
How, yeah, um, that low grade tight tension you
Oh
have
yeah.
or concern of how is she actually going to cope? Like not having that motherly home to fall back to
Yeah.
if conditions flare up
Yeah.
and it's a tender thing to hold to say on the one hand everything's going to turn out fine.
Yeah.
She'll grow. And at the other side, holy shit, like she's got a package now to carry by herself. Yes,
Right.
you are there emotionally, but you are physically not there to uh,
Yeah.
hold it.
Oh my goodness. Well, this brings up a whole other topic too of um she turned 18 recently and she has been wanting to take over all her medical, which is great. And
Hmm.
we actually
Hmm.
were encouraging that for years.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
advocacy has been a word, has been something as parents that we've really worked on with her, along with
Hmm.
school support, et cetera, doctors, everything. So even the hospital like preps for years now, they set you up with an advocate and like they really want to make these kids as independent as possible, which is
Hmm.
great. Um, and also for the mom who's been extremely hypervigilant and has witnessed doctors miss stuff, you know what I mean, or diagnoses get undiagnosed, or things fall through the cracks. Even with my own medical history and my own medical experiences, which I've had quite a few of with chronic health issues, it's important. It's really important to have an advocate, to have a second set of eyes. And so right now I'm honoring her wish to try to do this all on her own. And she's leaning on me at points. And also it's a hard one. That's been a hard letting go for me, a very
Hmm.
hard one, because it comes down to the foundational, like, is she safe? Is she
Right.
safe? Is she going to be okay? While also really honoring this human that has autonomy, that has, is going to carry this themselves
Hmm. Hmm.
and can carry it. I do believe
Hmm.
she can. Yet, all of us, again, from my own experiences knowing this, for anyone going through medical anything, I think it's really important to have someone else in the room or a second set of ears or eyes or
Hmm.
someone supporting you. Like it's a really hard journey to do on your own. So yeah, so that's been that was another stage that we are going through in the last year and a half. And boy, Daniela, it's putting a lot of faith. It's really leaning towards faith and trust, leaning towards
Yeah.
faith and trust, faith and trust, faith and
Hmm.
trust. Also allowing, I refer back to, I think in pictures a lot and just
Hmm. Hmm.
referring, when our kids start to crawl or they start to walk and they fall or they start riding the bike and they fall. And we know how important that is for part of their development to just try it and
Mm-hmm.
fall. And
Yeah.
to be there next to them, like you're there to wipe the tears, to hold them, to offer the compassion,
Mm.
but you gotta let them
Right.
learn.
Yes.
But
Yes.
boy, is it hard because when it comes down to that foundational, is she going to be okay? Is she
Yeah.
safe? Is she
Yeah. Will
like,
she
will
reach
she,
out? Will she
will
ask
she,
for the help and support if she needs, or is she going to
right,
muscle through and just
right,
trying to pretend to be okay, to
which
fit
is
in with everyone else?
so normal. I can't imagine being 18 or 17 and having
Hmm.
chronic health issues and feeling so different in the world. I mean, so many of our kids and so many of our listeners, I'm sure, have children that have some sort of difference that is, that can make life challenging when you want to be, you're at that age where you want to fit in, you want to be part of the herd, you want to be
Yes.
normal,
Yes, and
whatever
it's
that is.
yeah, 100%. And it's not just for the child, it's for the parent too, who wants to fit in, who wants to go with the plan, who doesn't want to stand out. I had to,
Right.
I personally, I had to let go of this need or desire to fit in and just own that
Mm,
it's different and we have a different path. And in our experience, it's a little bit different because doctors have up until now not been able to figure out anything.
ugh.
And, meaning this is a very interesting thing because she presents it as fine, but she's only out if she's fine. She only goes to school when she's fine, and it's like this flip of a switch. She's either fine or she's not. When she's not, she
Right.
doesn't go out. She doesn't engage. She, doesn't have the energy to do that. Now she has. I love. I just want to share here real
Yeah.
quick because like
Take your time. Yeah.
taken the she has taken the initiative. I broke my leg early last year. And so she took initiative because she thought, yeah, Mom, you're a little woo-woo, so I'm going to take care of my own health. And I said, you go, girl. She said, and so she went to the doctors and she came back livid, livid, because,
Oh.
because and I have been livid. I've been screaming of anger in the car
Mm,
many times when a
mm.
medication is just being prescribed and they give, us the choice. Oh, here you have three choices and you can take it. And the side effects is exactly what you experience already. But you have to take it for 3 months and then we can assess whether it works or not. And
Oh
my
God.
daughter looks at it and says, this is a black box warning that it could create suicidal tendencies and thoughts. And she's like, I'm not taking this. Plus, in addition, and this is an interesting thing, all of the pharmaceuticals that are
Yeah.
in pill form are with binders, and those binders
Have
contain
gluten.
gluten,
Have
and
gluten.
we have done this before. So it's
Oh,
like, so you are with a doctor who knows her history but can't pick the thing together and just prescribe
ah,
stuff that makes her sick again. So can you imagine how often I was sitting in my car screaming because basically they say they have no solution, they don't know what's going on, and so for
oh,
her it was very frustrating as well. So and that's so yeah, and so finally we're
absolutely.
piecing things together, but it's like a search in the haystack in a way, finding a needle in a
Oh,
haystack, but
yeah.
we found some. And then um anyway, so I don't want to yabber on too much with this, but for anybody out there who is suffering or whose child is suffering from this, I only learned 2 weeks ago that compound pharmacies can make the like Advil or Motrin or
Wow.
stuff. They can make this without the binders, only with the ingredient. So
Great
for
to
eight
know.
years, I had my daughter suffer through migraines
Oh,
unmedicated. It's
man.
like,
Oh,
and sometimes for months on end, right? And unmedicated and no way of helping other than ice caps. to then learn that that is an option. But, the
Jeez.
medical community doesn't quite, you have to be vigilant, I guess. And so,
You
yeah, it's
do.
letting go of these expectations and this wanting to be part of the community and wanting to be normal.
Well, there's another letting go in here. We could go on and on. We're going to
Hmm.
find so many, but the letting go too of this. We have expectations and we put our trust and faith in doctors,
Hmm.
medical establishment. This is
Hmm.
what they're there for. And I've experienced the whole spectrum where they have saved my child. They have
Hmm.
saved her life. They've kept her alive. I am ever so grateful, right, for
Hmm.
Western
Yeah.
medicine.
Yes.
And also, there are times they've missed diagnoses. They can't figure things out. We've had to use
Hmm.
integrative and then gotten somewhere. But
Hmm.
you put your faith in this system and how frustrating when it lets you down or it lets your
Hmm.
child down.
Hmm.
So this is a beautiful example of that too. And that just becomes more isolating for us as parents, I think, How do
Hmm.
you let how do we surrender to faith and trust in this? And I was going to ask you, coming back to what you started this out with, when you said there was a point you just let go of the fitting in or the being. Help me out with your words, but it was you just said it like just with the we are different. Our family's different. My child's different. Did you have a point where that happened? Like where you had a surrender or a letting go or a release?
Wow, that's a good question. My mind comes back to a pretty dark space where I felt where I realized it's not going to go back to normal, and this was probably a
Yeah.
year and a bit into the journey, and where I had suicidal thoughts. I mean,
Oh,
and it just was like a flash that came, and I'm like, holy shit, I need I need help. I need support. I cannot be the support system without getting support
right.
myself. And so I reached out to a therapist. Um,
Wow.
What I would say though is the trust and faith came through, I shared with you, I went to a Dr. Joe Dispenza
Yeah.
7 day, 7 or week long advanced meditation retreat that was 2019 here in Portland. It totally changed my life and my outlook, and where I could realize that it's okay not to fit in. It's
Mm,
okay to have your own path, and everybody is okay. That also she has chosen that experience, and
yeah.
but it's still and having seen miraculous healings,
Mm,
I
absolutely.
yeah, and having had that experience of like a spontaneous healing
Mm,
for a condition that I had that I didn't even. So that's, I think, helped to say, okay, it's okay to be different and it's okay not to fit in and find
yeah.
our way. But you know what? Here's the thing. I think we are not very different. Isn't it like I have to check it out because I posted something today about the
Yeah.
statistics of parenting, and that the previous, and you reminded me of this,
Yeah.
that the Surgeon General, the previous
Yes.
administration said
Right.
parenting is a mental health crisis,
Read it.
right?
Read it, girl. Preach it. Let's hear it.
Um, Here, according to a recent Time article, 48% of parents say their stress is completely overwhelming on most days. That number jumps even higher for mothers who are the primary caregivers of children with complex health, behavioral, or neurodivergent conditions like anxiety, depression, or panic attacks, ADHD, ADD, OCD, autoimmune disease, chronic fatigue, and long COVID.
Mm,
29%, and now I'm getting goosebumps, of
yeah.
parents report having seriously considered suicide or self-harm under the weight of caregiving demands, financial stress, and
Oh,
isolation. And this is per the Motherly report. So this isn't, it's actually not a fringe issue. It's a systemic issue.
it is a systemic issue. There is not enough support. There's more and more and more pressure
Mhm.
and not enough support. And oh, gives me goosebumps
I
too.
know, it's
We've
like
been
I
there. We're living
pictorially.
it. Never signed up for this. I think also if we're talking about letting go and expectations, I
Mhm.
look at my childhood. I looked at the way my parents parented. I
Mhm.
look at the way their parents parented.
Yes,
Very different.
very different.
Very different. Very hands off. Um, I don't believe my parents were very stressed out. I could ask, but I don't. Well, my dad's passed, but
Mhm.
I don't think they were so stressed out. I always tell my mom, like, you had it easy. Like you had it
Mm.
so easy. These are different kids. These are
Mhm.
different energetically, frequency, all of these things that we
Mhm.
coin problems or
Mhm.
challenges, anxiety, depression,
Mhm.
ADHD, autism, chronic health, you name it. There is some gift there behind
Mhm.
it. It does it make it easy? Does it make it like, oh, this is such a blessing? It's hard, at times to say that, but
Mhm.
these are different kids with beautiful souls, beautiful gifts. They are extra sensitive. They are here to raise
Mhm.
some sort of vibration in our consciousness, I think, just awaken. And we
Indeed,
are the
yeah.
mothers. And so when we think about how we were raised and what expectations we had of our mothering journey,
Mhm.
whether it started with even the pregnancy or getting pregnant, so many women, the challenges with that, or having these children with, oh shit, like autoimmune disease, learning disabilities, chronic health issues, anxiety, depression, mental health, which we know so many kids have.
Mhm.
So many,
So
especially
many,
since the
so
pandemic.
many. Do you know
So
anyone, like
many.
just asking, do you know
Yeah.
anyone in your circle of friends whose child is completely fine?
I think I do, but I call them unicorns. I think they're unicorns. I have a
Hmm.
couple, and also someone said to me, well, just wait. Like, just wait. Not that we don't want to doom anyone,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
um, I mean, no, the
It's the
odds are very, very
minority.
slim.
I think I
Very
can't,
slim.
I think I cannot point, just go through it. I cannot
Yeah.
point to anyone who doesn't have a challenge to deal with.
I and if they don't, maybe, or if they, how do I say this? If they do have a challenge, maybe the moms aren't talking about it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because I think
Yeah,
about this.
because yes.
Most
Like,
of my good friends, most of them, when we go hiking or whatever, or catch up, it's talking about our kids and their
mhm,
challenges. And
mhm,
it doesn't have to be it's a spectrum. It doesn't have to be this, they can
mhm,
present normal. They may not even have like diagnoses,
mhm.
but there are, whew,
Right.
we're carrying a lot.
Like,
And we also, as moms, are like, we're more nurturing and caring.
mhm.
I don't know if I want to say that. We're definitely
It's a
more,
different way. I
it's a
think it,
different way. It's
right.
a different way of parenting, and
Mhm,
it's more, there is more compassion there. There is more connection. There is more,
mhm.
we are parenting differently. Yeah.
Well, right, they come through us. Obviously, there is a
Yeah.
connection. I think, okay, I heard on a segment from Greg Braden, I think he said something about the was it the liver that there is an exchange happening with, and I'll find out what exactly the quote is, right? Because it blew me away that there is an element of the child that is deposited somewhere in the liver and vice
Oh,
versa.
oh,
So basically, you are connected that way up and down the ancestral lineage, and that's so there is a part of you in the child
always.
and a part of the child physically still in you. And
It's
so that it's ooh, right? So I'll
mind-blowing.
see if I'll check that I find that and I can put it in the notes. A link to that video. It was really crazy. Or like I had not heard of this before, so it was like, oh, mind blowing. And he his claims are always well resourced, and
Yes, I love
he
him.
goes back to I don't know the publication Nature, I think, which is
Ooh.
peer reviewed. So there's data there. So it's not just like a spiritual concept.
Right.
Which all,
Well, that makes sense because it's something I've always believed in, and
mhm,
others have backed that up, but I never had heard that
right.
specific of
Hmm.
it living in our cells. Which
Hmm.
of course it does, though. We also know that generationally we're carrying this stuff in our cells.
Hmm.
I learned like just from having my daughter born so early,
Hmm.
this was fascinating to me, not in a good way, but she basically missed the last trimester of being in my womb.
Susie.
Huge. So
Mm.
she didn't get any of um, my
So,
immune, that immune, I don't know
like the
what you want to call it.
microbiome, the immune
Yeah,
system, the
yeah,
fortification is
yeah. That
missing.
was
Oh,
all
oh,
gone. Yeah, it's just crazy how much of a connection we have and what we're
yeah.
sharing. Oh my goodness.
Well, and so what I believe in also is and what I have experienced and noticed is that when I can let go of the pressure of wanting her to be okay or wanting her to fit in or wanting her to get better so that I can get on with it, with my
Yep,
life.
yep.
If I can let go, then my life has changed completely, right? So if
Mhm.
my vibration, if I'm aligned or
Mm,
in alignment and my vibration is coherent, if I can let go of the peer pressure and the need to fit in,
mm,
my my field, my vibration, of course, intersects with hers. And if I'm incoherent, her, whatever is incoherent in her gets even
mhm.
worse. And if she
Thousand
feels the
percent.
pressure to heal, the pressure to function, the pressure, and I've lost
Mhm.
it many times. I'm not
Yeah,
perfect at all. I'm
yeah.
human and I have my own wants and needs and whatnot. And I'm not, you know, um, I'm human.
You
I'm not
bet.
proud of the stuff, but I believe this and I've noticed this that
Yeah.
as long as I can stay in a vibration that is supportive for her, then she can relax and her nervous system can adjust.
1000%. And this is the proof. And I've experienced this as well. So, and with my clients too, those that I've worked with that are mothers, when they can be more relaxed,
Hmm.
more trusting, and again, you were saying more in alignment and
Hmm.
coherence, they report the whole house is different. Their children's behavior is different in a positive way.
Hmm.
It's incredible, Daniela, how
Hmm.
much power we have as women in holding. And also, it's a responsibility, which sucks at
Yeah.
times because it's like we are human and we are allowed to fuck up. We are allowed
Hmm.
to be messy. We are not perfect.
Hmm.
And, it's less about like getting stuck on that and just moving through and coming back to alignment, coming back to
Hmm.
alignment.
Hmm.
I had someone tell me, a mentor of mine, and I think this is part of this whole letting go, but my child, my worry, my anxiety with my child and her being okay is probably one of my greatest stresses, if not the
Hmm.
greatest stress. Part of
Hmm.
that's trauma, part of that's real, part of that story. And she said to me, she also had a child that had challenges. He's now an adult. But her mentor said, how dare you? How dare you even worry? This child, your son, came into this life with these challenges, with this mission, with this sole purpose.
Hmm.
So you just relax in a sense. And it
Hmm.
was more of a shakeup. It wasn't like to shame,
Yeah,
how dare you, but it was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
it was a
yeah.
shakeup. And I do refer back to that. Um,
Hmm.
that my daughter came into this world as a soul with a purpose. And so as if we can relax a little bit too and
Hmm.
let them have their journey. You know, we are there as a support for sure,
Hmm.
as a
Hmm.
foundational support and an always support. We are their moms. We are the greatest, closest relationship, most important relationship they'll have. I do believe, and science says
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
So we do have a responsibility. We have a right to have all these emotions and feelings and concerns, and also like a little bit more of that letting go, surrender. And I'm
Hmm.
saying this to
Hmm.
remind myself as
Hmm.
well that they are their own person and their own soul,
Hmm.
and they are
Hmm.
here, with this, and we can just support them and be there for them and allow them to fall, allow them to
Hmm.
fail,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
also guide them as best we can, share what we know. But I think one
Hmm.
of the most powerful things is that silent groundedness, right?
Right.
Without even
Right.
saying a word. It's like getting into
Hmm.
our own.
Right. And how, how difficult is that in today's day and age, where there
So
is,
difficult.
we're so bombarded with news, information, drama, fear,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
scarcity, all of it, to actually be able to be in that presence and be in alignment. It requires dedication and work. What I also
Yeah.
wanted to say, what I love is that I'm kind of, I feel honored that my daughter chose me.
Yeah.
And I believe, or the story I'm telling myself is that she came here to wake me up. So, and what I also recognize is what I thought started as a healing journey for her turned out to be a healing journey for me.
Oof.
And,
Yes. I have goosebumps. I feel the same way. You just named it so well. Yes. Share more.
and it's, as a human, it's hard. And I'm, as a human, I said, I did not sign up for that. I wanted to have this perfect this and that.
Yeah.
But as a soul, I know, like on a deeper level, I know that that's true.
We don't grow when things are easy peasy. We don't grow as fast,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Like you
Hmm.
mentioned too, with your surrender part, it was in the darkness,
Hmm.
below.
Hmm.
And I can relate to that very much. I
Hmm.
think a lot of the biggest growth for me as a soul, as an individual, as a mom, is in the dark.
Hmm.
And God, it's freaking hard. It's so hard.
Hmm.
It's so hard, and yet it's like we just don't want to get stuck in that, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
But the dark
Yeah.
is a good teacher. It's a
Hmm.
teacher to some of us, or it's necessary for some of us
Hmm.
to reach that surrender point,
Hmm. Yeah.
right?
So true.
Oh my goodness.
So, whew, okay,
Let's
let's shake this off.
let's shake it out.
And get to our short segment of the nervous system notes.
Mm.
Um, what did you practice this last week that helped you stay in alignment? And I'll share mine.
That helped me stay in alignment. Definitely prayer, trust.
Mm.
That's my surrender. That is my surrender,
Uh-huh.
and it gets me into my body really fast. Um, movement, dance.
Mm-hmm.
I've been dancing more and more just to dance, just to
Mm,
move. It's just even, we can call it dance. It's just moving,
mm-hmm.
moving it from the body that is
Mm-hmm.
holding it. So those
Mm-hmm.
are two of the ways that I drop in the fastest and ground, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been
Mm-hmm.
using them. This has been a week I have been challenged with a lot.
Right.
So
Yes. Yeah.
what about you,
Good. Good.
Daniela?
Well, for me, just this morning when I got all of these messages from two different schools about, having to follow up, and because my daughter will not go to in-person school, so she's decided to then do online just
Yeah.
to not have any teenage drama anymore,
Yeah,
not, and being able to just do the schoolwork whenever she feels good.
love it.
And even do it when she doesn't feel good, of course, right? But not
Yeah.
having the pressure to go somewhere. But I had a lot of these emotions come up, and I finally, and I'm very proud of myself, so that's why I'm sharing, said, no, I had this voice in my head that said, no, sit your butt down. Sit your butt down. And I sat my butt down and I just scanned through my body and I just,
Mm,
where is this feeling? Like, where is the heartache? Where, it was and I could feel it in my throat. I can feel it in my heart and I could feel where it came from. And I was
yeah.
able to just breathe through it. And besides that, of course, breath work,
Yes.
which I
Yes.
facilitate on a daily basis from Monday through Friday. Um, and I know your breath work is coming up tomorrow
Breathwork
morning.
tomorrow morning, and I'm doing a session on Saturday, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So we'll put the link there.
Okay.
This is a full moon on Saturday too. So I'm doing a
Ooh.
session and we have like the Lionsgate portal tomorrow, meaning just there is so much going on
Mm.
energetically, um, on just a systemic planetary, like a level
Totally.
around us.
Totally. We
Oh,
are moving. We are moving from one era to the other.
it feels like rapidly too. Do you feel
Rapidly.
this?
Yes, 100%. And actually, the new era like starts per the human design teaching. It starts 2027.
No way.
So yeah, like we've been sitting in the age of acceleration. I think it's also late term capitalism, which
Uh-huh.
it's like pushing and pulling, and we feel this energetically. And yes, there's a new energy coming in, and it's funnily enough, it's the era of the individual. So
Really?
it is where the power lies within each and every one of ourselves. So it's
Mm,
coming in already. So it's not that we are taking um, our power away and putting them into organizations, into structures and
mm,
systems, whether it's the healthcare industry. And I'm not poo-pooing the healthcare industry because I
right.
had a traumatic ankle break. And I mean, I'm so
Yeah.
grateful
Yeah.
for Western medicine. There is there is so much power within us, and so it is
Mm.
going away from this power over into power within, and it is
Ooh.
powerful and it's very exciting. But as always, we have to go through the contraction, and that's where we're
Yes,
in
we
right
do.
now.
Contraction to birth.
Totally,
And okay, this is
totally.
so
Oh my gosh,
exciting
yes.
because breath work, as you and I know, as practitioners and doing
Uh-huh.
it multiple
Yeah.
times a week, having others
Hmm.
breathe us as part of our routine,
Yep.
go within. What I
Hmm.
love so much about breath work is we're finding our own power with it. This is so aligned with what's happening, with
Hmm.
what you said with the human design and
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
You're going within, and for anyone that has an experience, please try it.
Hmm.
Be curious. And we do it trauma informed and it's
Yeah.
beautiful. So it's that going within to find
Yes.
our own power
Yeah.
because Lord, we are so powerful. We are so healing. Like we can heal, our bodies can rejuvenate, regenerate cells
Hmm.
all the time, all
Right?
the freaking
Yes.
time.
Yes.
Keeping
Yeah.
like this clean and it is work though, Danielle. It is work. It is conscious work, right?
Hmm.
Conscious reminder and
Yeah. And it's
moving.
exciting too. Oh my gosh,
Oh,
it's
it's
so
so
exciting because it's you learn about the power, like how much more powerful you actually are, that all of what's happening on the outside is something, it's a representation what collectively is
Mhm.
happening on the inside. All
Yeah, I need a
right.
breath with that.
I know. Why don't we do why don't we do that?
Yeah. Do some breath. Couple of
Yeah,
breaths.
just take let's together just take a deep inhale. Beautiful. Oof.
Can I say one more thing too
Mhm.
about, I think this is just to seal the deal with the letting go. Um, and what you said about nervous system regulation, another thing that I consistently practice and have been this week, feel it all. Like you actually can feel pain. You can be in a state of pain while still feeling joy and gratitude. It's no one ever told me that till a few years ago.
Right.
I didn't know this. Like it's like if
Yeah.
I was pain and depressed, I was pain and depressed. Like I didn't know it's not black and white. Like you can feel it all. So
You
in
can,
letting go,
yes.
it doesn't have to be so allowing yourself to be sad and to grieve and also hold so much gratitude and joy and hope and
Hmm.
knowing, we when we let go, when we release, we're opening to something new too. It's a part of nature. Like the trees have
Hmm.
to let go, shed, right? We have to let go
Beautiful.
with birth and let this
Yeah.
child into the world. We have to let go with letting them go to college or to a new school. It's like
Hmm.
just
Or
hold,
getting
allowing,
married. I know.
getting married or
Or
divorced or whatever it is.
whatever
Like
it is.
so, like just allowing is
Yeah.
is how I move through with more
Yeah.
ease these days. Yeah.
So
Thank you.
powerful. Thank you. Thank you. Well, goodbye, everyone. And we'll see you next week. We'll be back here at 10 a.m. Pacific. That's 11 Mountain, right?
Yes.
And yeah, um, yeah, so great to be with you.